television. You are? Turn me on, would you? We're going to be all like, oh, hi! Hiya! I want to get the word out there. I'm not averse to trying any channel.
Fantabulous! A celebratory collection of classics in our 50 Shades of Gay season. Available for free on all 4.
You feel homosexuality is fundamentally wrong.
It's kind of disease.
It's the sin of Sodom.
And of course it's deviant and abnormal.
What's the problem, you guys? What is the crime?
It wasn't until 1967 that it was decriminalized.
Just heartbreaking. They were so brave.
We shall have to be very explicit.
Condom.
Lesbian, tresbian.
I'm there.
This is the battleground.
It's time to celebrate an anniversary.
I do.
50 Shades of Gay season across Channel 4, More 4 and All 4.
Good morning. 25th of June 2017. You've just seen 2 adverts. What are they about? 27th July 1967, the Queen signed an important document stating that homosexuality is no longer a criminal offence between 2 consenting adults who are homosexual. Admittedly, you have to be 21. I've touched on this in the gay history thing video that I did. Cheers. So for the first time in a very long while, 100, 200 years, gay men could suck, wank, fuck, anything they like without it being a criminal offence, as long as it was in private. And I think there were some laws about you couldn't have groups, you couldn't have orgies. So Channel 4, which is a progressive channel, fairly progressive channel in the UK, is doing a season of 50 Shades of Gay to commemorate this legislation going through. It's split over the back end of June into July because that's when majority of the gay pride events happen in the UK. It's going to be fun. As you see from the adverts, there's going to be documentaries, there's going to be shows, classic shows. One of the classic ones is Queer as Folk. Now let's take a step back in history to 1989, I think it was, when it was first shown. Quite reasonably conservative country. This new channel came and got blasted by the programmes they were putting out, and they came up with this programme called Queer as Folk about the gay community in Manchester. I'd been to Manchester. I thought I would watch it, expecting like a docudrama type of thing. As I remember, I couldn't see it live, so I was either working nights or afters. So I either came home that night and switched it on, or the following morning. And even as a gay bloke, I went, they can't show this. What? Guys rimming each other, sucking, wanking, fucking. But the breath of fresh air was, it was showing real people. This is how the gay community, quite a large section of the gay community live. You must remember, all the films and dramas and stuff where add up to that point of gay people, they were ended up either drug addicts, or in the 80s ended up with HIV and AIDS, or committed suicide, or ended up depression in mental institutes, or they were murdered. And here came this thing, and first off, the soundtrack of it is modern. The guys on it look fantastic. And they were screwing. A bit like acting, but they were screwing. Simulated sex. And I watched it and I went, I can't show this. And you must remember, the bloke who wrote this made his name writing television series such as Doctor Who. Guys, screwing, taking drugs. Okay then, the drugs, it's like I've said in the video, there was a drug scene in the gay clubs. Taking drugs, meeting guys, going home, having one-on-one, threesomes, more sums. And you just sort of, I sat there mesmerised as a gay man, thinking, what is the reaction going to be to this? And there was a reaction. Pornography. Disgusting. And the gay community is going, yes! This is what we want to see! Oh, brilliant. The only downside was that Manchester, I wouldn't say it was a close kept secret, but it was, as soon as this came out and went worldwide, you got the tourists and people, oh, let's go down to Manchester to see the freaks, and so it spoiled the atmosphere a bit, but as a gay bloke, I watched this and I'm thinking, that's what I want to see in a gay drama. That's what I want to see in a gay film. Not somebody who at the end of the film ends up slitting the wrists or hanging themselves or ends up in a mental institute. That's what I want to see. These guys enjoying themselves, living the life, and boy, do they live it. Big criticisms about the young character on it. A school kid. But it happens. So that's going to be that sort of thing. Some other films, some dramas. The Mentioned Cucumber. I watched that. It was alright. About older gay men, but it could have been better. Some of the others I haven't seen. It's going to be great. But then they got documentaries. I've taped two. One's about the music. The gay icons. People like Boy George. I'm never into Boy George, but Boy George. Elton John. George Michael. Brodsky. You know, all these groups where they actually came out and said, we're gay. So I'll take that last night. And one was about gay buildings. I'm not sure what it's about. I'm not sure if it's to do with gay history or if it's about architects as well. Bit of criticism, though, over this. From, should we say, the ladies, the lesbian section. mainly because it's aimed at the gay men. I will tell you straight, this isn't a season about lesbianism. This is a season in commemoration and celebration when gay men were able to finally come out the closet. As I understand it, lesbianism was never ever illegal. Gay men having gay sex was illegal. So, I'm sorry, but to the bisexuals, the transgenders, the lesbians, the intersex, I'm sorry, it's nothing to do with you. It's about people like me. That sounds selfish, but I'm going to say it again. It's about people like me. The gay man who at last was able to have sex, meet people without the risk of being arrested. That's some of the comments. I've read a few of the reviews about the programmes last night. Oh, it's all about men. What about the lesbians? I'm sorry, but it's in celebration of the decriminalisation of gay sex in men. There's lots of YouTube stars now coming out. 16. I'm gay. Type of thing. To those in Britain who are doing that, you must remember this is where you came from. This is the fight our ancestors had. To reduce it to 18 and 16, this is the fight I was involved in. The petitions, the letter writing, blanketing MPs with letters, and I wrote letters, I signed petitions, etc. And in the Manchester bloke, oh, well, trying to reduce it to the age of 18 and sign this petition, so I signed this petition. And so again, people like me, you want to thank. But through this, I can meet a guy, go on the internet, meet a guy, have him come round, have a coffee or a drink, go upstairs, suck, wank, fuck, kiss, cuddle, etc. Ribbing, getting a quiz photo, show ribbing. So because of this law that was passed in 1967. Actually, the big input of the United States Gay Liberation Front, if you like, was Stonewall, which happened in 1969. So us conservatives, compared to the progressive Americans, we did it 2 years earlier. Yoo-hoo! But this is going to be a fantastic season of documentary, and I'm really looking forward to watching the documentaries as well as the fun stuff. So, 50 years gone. Time to look forward to the next 50 years. What do we want to see happen in the next 50 years? I don't know what the big next fight is. I'll be honest, I don't know what the next big fight is. In the 60s it was to decriminalise it. In the 80s it was to reduce the age of consent to 18, and then from 18, and in the 90s from 18 to 16. The fight for AIDS research, HIV research, HIV and AIDS medication. So what is the big next fight? How political does the gay community want to get? I don't know. I don't know what the next fight is, but this season now is 50 years. So for a lot of people out there, including me, admittedly I was only 2 at the time, but including me, this has happened in our lifetime. We've gone from it being you could be arrested, put in prison, to actually now, at the age of 16, you can shack up with a bloke, go down to the registry office and get married in 50 years. Yes. As I talk about queer folk, it's basically talk about anonymous sex, meeting guys on the internet, inviting them round to your house, and that's it. I've done it. I'll admit it, I've done it. It's fun. Like anything, it has its dangers, but it's the lifestyle. I was never into the drug culture. I've done the saunas. I've been to saunas a couple of times. Saunas. You have downstairs. Jacuzzi. Steam room. A sauna. Like a bar area that you can get a drink. Don't usually sell with alcohol, but a bar area that you can get a drink. But then there's stairs that lead upstairs to the fun area, we will say. We're talking dark rooms, we're talking dungeons, we're talking slings, we're talking glory holes. I says, I've been there, done it. Some good documentaries about saunas. Don't show any action, but good documentaries where they interview people that have been to saunas. One's on YouTube. I'll see if I can find it and put a link. It was done by University of Hertfordshire, I think. I'll talk about it. A couple of dickheads on there. I mean, these two younger guys, they are completely type of thing. But I'll see if I can find the link, put it on. So yes, 50 years. 50 years. Or should we say, unadulterated, adult, fun. Anybody in the UK, I advise you to watch them. Anybody abroad, I don't know if you can get Channel 4 on download. I don't know how it works. I know you can't get BBC, but I don't know about Channel 4 and stuff like that. But have a look on their site, see what programs they're showing. And if you can watch it, watch them. Have a laugh. Have a bit of fun. It's going to be an enjoyable season. Okie doke for now.